Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Leafeon. Now Leafeon is a very cool Pokemon. Base 110 attack, base 130 defense and base 95 speed. So it's actually got some really nice stats here, although its special defense does leave something to be desired. Now I've got 3 sets today, 2 generic and 1 dynamax, and we're just going to jump straight in. So the first set I have is a Life Orb Swords Dance set, one of my typical ones. Swords Dance doubling your attack from 350 to 700, obviously making that a very, very high attack stat. The Life Orb increasing that by 1.3 times as well, making that, I think, around 910 in power, which is obviously very, very high. And then when boosting with the stab bonus for Leaf Blade, for example, that is going to do a lot of damage. Move-wise, as I said, we've got Leaf Blade as a powerful grass-type attack. It's a variety of Pokemon. We've got X-Scissor, which will just cover a few different types as well. And then we've got Knockoff just to get rid of any items and also to hit things like Psychic types with super effective damage. Also Ghost types as well. Now, Knockoff is very handy on this set, honestly. I think getting rid of items is a huge benefit for most Pokemon, but realistically a lot of Pokemon really do need their items to be able to do well. Ability-wise, I've gone for Chlorophyll. I think Chlorophyll works slightly better over Leaf Guard. I mean, you can go for Leaf Guard because that prevents the burns, because you don't want to burn half your attack power. So Leaf Guard can work, but I think Chlorophyll might work a little bit nicer, especially if you're running a Sun team, having that Torkoal, so you could potentially get one Swords Dance up and then possibly sweep the team, especially like a late game sweeper. This would work really well. EV's gone for max attack and max speed, with an adamant nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now, if you're not going for the chlorophyll route, I would definitely recommend going for the jolly nature instead of the adamant. But if you're going chlorophyll, your speed is going to be that fast anyways that you're not going to really have to worry about anything outspeeding you. Just priority moves will be your concern, which I believe maybe all priority moves are physical, which you have your physical defense anyways. Don't hold me on that one, but all the ones that are popping into my head right now, I believe, are physical. So I think most priority moves are physical, if not all of them, allowing for your defense to be quite effective in dealing with that. The second Leafeon I have is a support set Leafeon. So on here we have Leech Seed. Leech Seed can be really, really helpful in a variety of ways. It can allow you to get a little bit of health back at the end of every turn, or it can force a switch on that Pokemon. I know most times it will force a switch, especially if it's dwindling down their health. Or you can just get that chip damage in general if they keep the Pokemon in, and before you know it, you've got half their health down. So something else can come in later on and potentially take that out a lot easier. Now, I've put Toxic on here. Toxic is a transfer-only move that you would have to transfer from Generation 7 or before with Toxic already taught. If you don't want to go for Toxic, you could go for the likes of Synthesis or something to allow you to heal up a bit more, potentially. Or you could even go for a coverage move like X-Scissor. But Toxic is really good in stopping setup sweepers, because when you Toxic them, either they're not going to be able to set up as much as they would like to. So let's say they want to do 2 nasty blocks. They might only be able to do 1 in the time constraints, and that means they're not going to be able to take out all of your team as easily. Or they'll do 2, and they won't be able to take out your team because they won't have enough time left. So I think Toxic is really effective in that sense. And as well, it can go onto fire types, start dwindling them down, and then you can come back in later on and potentially do a little bit of damage. Now again, gone for Leaf Blade, powerful grass type attack. It's probably one of Leafeon's best grass type attacks, but we'll talk about another one on the next set. And we have Knockoff again. With this defensive set, Knockoff is really quite a good option to have, just to get rid of any items on there, anything that's going to cause any problems really for you. EV's gone for max HP and max defense with a Impish nature, so more defense, less special attack, and 4 EVs in attack, boosting those attacks ever so slightly. Now I've put Leftovers and Leaf Guard on here. Leaf Guard I think does work better in this scenario because you're not worrying about your speed, and if you get Toxic, for example, or they want to Toxic you, it becomes less of a concern because you're not going to be able to get that point. Finally, we have a Dynamax set. So on here, I have gone with the Terrain Extender. Now, the Terrain Extender goes with Grassy Glide. When you Dynamax, Grassy Glide will turn to Max Overgrowth, set up the Grassy Terrain. That Terrain Extender extends it from 5 turns to 8 turns. I apologise, that was a bit of a hiccup. So Grass Glide goes from 5 turns to 8 turns. You do get the +1 priority there, which can be very nice for you. And also Grassy Glide, +1 priority, boosted by Stab. A really strong move anyways. You could potentially get a lot of sweeps here. You've then got Aerial Ace, which will set up the max airstream to increase up your speed if you need it. You've got Double Kick, which will turn to max knuckle, increasing up your attack, making that a little bit more powerful. And then I put Dig on here to go to max Quake, increasing up your special defense, because your special defense is your concerning bit. Your concerning stat at this point, but you could always go for something like Synthesis on here to allow you to heal yourself up after you're out of Dynamax, and also go for the max guard. Now, I went for Chlorophyll as the ability here. You could also go for Leaf Guard if you wanted to. You would have to have like a Heat Rock user, a Heat Rock Drought user probably, for this to work effectively with the Chlorophyll or the Leaf Guard, so do take that into consideration. But the main aim here is that +1, not that +1, the +1 speed Grassy Glide, which hopefully Leafeon will be able to sweep in a late game. EV has gone for max attack and max speed with a Adamant Nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.